So you ventured on this major organizational change and technology change and business change, and then the pandemic hit.
Yep.
Did you have to pivot? Did it drive additional commitment from the executive? What happened then?
Yeah, as the pandemic has been a very fascinating and interesting time for all of us, challenging in lots of different ways. And so you can imagine the challenges we faced while we were trying to pivot and respond to the market and for our customers while we're trying to do this significant transformational change. So it did change our strategy a bit, not our strategy, our approach a bit and how we were going to roll it out. So we were grounded in our strategy. And then we looked to say, okay, while we're doing all of these other things and need to stay focused on how we're responding to the pandemic, how do we still keep moving forward? And so we shifted a little bit. We chose two of our enterprise platforms and we started to implement in those two platforms called our servicing platform and our data as a service platform. And then we started to move through standing those up, implementing those, testing and learning with those with our, a couple of journeys in our personal bank space as well. But the thing that happened during the pandemic that was a blessing in disguise or just an opportunity that we never would have had any other way. Even our teams that were responding to the pandemic, we had to respond to new offers from the government. We had to respond to, people being able to bank without getting into the branch and stuff. And so we kicked up a lot of small cross-functional teams to go out and address this in an agile, really fast way. And so really what we did is set up a whole bunch of little pilots and test cases around the organization to deliver those outcomes. And what it did for us is it did a couple of things. One, it proved to the senior executives, let's admit, they were still a little bit, okay, I get it. I get the strategy. I don't know about seeing this thing in action.
Right.
So they saw it in action. They saw the colleagues and it proved, wow, we can actually do this. We can empower our colleagues. These small cross-functional teams really make a difference. And so it was almost like a little test case to say, wow, this works. And we got a lot of momentum and wind in our sails from that, from a buy-in point of view, both leadership and colleagues, right?
I think it's interesting because I think a lot of organizations, ours included, had to do the same thing, right? Help our customers react to changes that needed to be in overnight.
Yeah.
And the ones that were most successful were the ones that already had dabbled with Agile and were on that train.